Today we will be discussing the Spectre and Meltdown bugs, brought to you by PFIT, Technology's Perfect Fit. The Meltdown bug. Now before we begin discussing Meltdown or Spectre, there's a couple of basics you need to know. CPU stands for Central Processing Unit. This is basically the brains of your computer, and this is where the bugs, both Spectre and Meltdown, lie. With that out of the way, let's get back to the Meltdown bug. The Meltdown bug only affects Intel CPUs, although some evidence now shows ARM processors may also be affected. Intel processors are among the most common processors in desktops and servers. ARM processors are used mostly in tablets, phones, and other mobile devices. The other major brand of processor is AMD. As of January 7th, AMD processors seem to be immune from the Meltdown bug. However, AMD have a similar problem with the Spectre bug, which we'll discuss next. Intel processors since the mid-90s use something called speculative execution. Speculative execution can be thought of like this. When you type a text message on your cell phone, the cell phone guesses what you're likely to type next. It's the CPU guessing what you might do next on your computer is the actual bug. Normally, the CPU will guess what you want to do next. If the CPU is wrong, it ignores the guess. If the CPU is right, it speeds up your actions. The Meltdown bug basically reads the guess with the help of some malware. If you are typing a document, it doesn't really matter if someone sees the next word you might type. However, if you are working on client records, banking information, or other sensitive information, it becomes much more serious. The Meltdown bug fix. Sometimes the cure can be almost as bad as the disease. There will be no hardware fix until at least the next generation of CPUs. In the meantime, most operating systems have released patches. These include Microsoft, Apple, and most of the common Linux distributions. That's good news. Now here's the bad. It can slow your machine down by up to 30%. There are all kinds of reports on what the actual slowdown will be. Some say as low as 5%, some say more than 30%. Only time will tell what the average actually is. The real answer will vary computer to computer, server to server. On an anecdotal note, PFIT's Exchange servers use Xeon Intel processors from 2015-2016. Our CPU usage after the patches were applied to the Microsoft server went up by about 15%. Now on to the Spectre bug. The Spectre bug has gotten a lot less coverage than the Meltdown bug. However, in many ways it is worse. Unlike the Meltdown bug, Spectre affects all processors, with the exception of some Intel Atom processors, think old netbooks. Now, the Spectre bug and Meltdown bug are very different animals, but the main difference for the non-technical user is this. Instead of just being able to read the CPU's next guess, like the Meltdown bug, the Spectre bug can read parts of your computer's memory, theoretically allowing more data to be read from a computer, server, cell phone, what have you. Just like the Meltdown bug, Spectre also depends on a machine being infected with some sort of malware. I hope this was helpful in some ways, and again, it's geared for the non-technical user. Brought to you by PFIT, Technology's Perfect Fit. Have a great day.